Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Canned Cocktails is perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Now, here's four-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
And we are back wrapping up day 3. Let me know if you can hear me okay. We're using a different mic than usual here. But day 3, Mountain West Media Days. We're still going. Been here in this spot for almost 12 hours now. But Johnny, we're here. We got John Mallory with his sticker on his polo shirt for KTIK, the ticket. We got Jordan Kaye. Bronco Nation News. Off in full force, day 1, guys. Initial thoughts, takeaways. What'd you think of the food, the bags game? The
food's never great at these things, but it was okay today. I didn't have a huge problem with it.
Better than I've had. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. For these things, usually you don't come for the meal, but this was pretty good today. Hopefully tomorrow's even better. Takeaways, Gloria Navarez. I thought the Mountain West and San Diego State kissed and made up. I felt like right now everybody's cool. Yeah. San Diego State might leave eventually. It might be in a year or 2 or 3 or whenever. But for now, it feels like they're cool. And I know a lot of people were a little disappointed in Gloria Navarez with how she handled the State of the League address, kind of like, hey, everything's fine now. I'm not going to answer a lot of stuff on it, but we're cool. It's almost like, I said Gloria the gangster. We talked to her about that earlier today too, but today it felt like it was we're all good. We've kissed and we've made up. It's kind of my takeaway.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, what was she supposed to do? Was she supposed to say, no, we don't want San Diego State, actually? I get it. I guess it was a little bit of, walking it back, but it would have been far more detrimental to be like, nope, see you, San Diego State. We're not even going to try and take you back. So I don't know how she could have handled it.
Good point. I mean, maybe she could have divulged some more information about the meeting that went on. Maybe that would have helped. Maybe that would have, tied some loose ends for some people on this. Exactly. I mean, she gave them the money back.
Yeah.
You saw, for a while, I was like, no, you're not getting your money back. She gave their money back and acted like the letter never even existed. So maybe if she would have been a little more transparent there and not just saying, hey, I'm not going to answer those questions, maybe that would have been different. But for me, that was kind of a takeaway.
She clearly said 2023 and 2024, though. I mean, I think both sides kind of know. I think this is a temporary fix here. Would you agree?
100%. I think they're kind of expecting in, a couple weeks, a couple months that the Pac-12 is going to get a media rights deal. San Diego State's going to be a part of it. San Diego State's going to say, well, see you for one more season and goodbye. And I think both sides are going to be fine with that.
Johnny,
Yeah, and I think about it too, like for any other fan base in the league to be mad about it. I mean, if this was Boise State this was Boise's fan base, and they were dealing with possibly moving to a Power 5 conference, you think Boise State fan would care that the other fans in the league are mad at them? No, they'd say, smell you later. And that's kind of where San Diego State fans are right now with that. So, yeah, if they have an opportunity to leave, good for them going. I think Gloria Navarez was saying that too. Like, hey, everybody's trying to get better. Then life, the Mountain West would love to do what they can to get better members or other stronger teams to come be a part of it. Gonzaga has been mentioned in basketball only. That type of thing. So everybody's trying, and that's what I think is a big part of this thing.
She's the first conference commissioner I've ever heard talk about their conference like a stepping stone and being okay with that, of saying, she said, hey, look at TCU, look at Utah. These were programs that were really good in the Mountain West, invested in their programs, and they were able to elevate themselves to a much better position. And maybe that can happen for San Diego State. She even said, hey, maybe that can happen for Boise State one day. And I think that's kind of the goal for both those programs.
Think of what could have happened, BJ, because Jordan, we love you, but you were like 6 when this happened. But the Mountain West that Boise State signed up for included BYU, Utah, and TCU. Okay, that was the league that Boise State thought it was getting into. And I remember when that happened, you thought, at least at the upper level, the Mountain West might be as good as the Pac-12, maybe even better in certain areas. Could you imagine what the TV contract, if you could hop in the time machine, what a TV contract would look like in that Mountain West? If Craig Thompson, and no fault, but if someone was able to put it together at that time and give those programs I mentioned enough money to stay and do it in the Mountain West, you probably could have set this league up for the future where teams didn't have to bolt for more money. They could have stayed in this league with those type of teams we're talking about. You might have been able to pull it off, but again, it was a different world back then, and just kind of look back and wonder what if.
Hey, I do want to shout out Taco Bell, our newest sponsor here at Bronco Nation News. They are hiring, by the way.
Taco Bell?
Yes, Taco Bell is a new sponsor of Bronco Nation News. We'll see if we can get a couple tacos added to your weekly check. But join their team, Johnny. You can eat for free, work flexible schedules, get competitive pay, so you can work at Taco Bell if you'd like. And they do a lot of stuff for Boise State in terms of the donations and stuff, so you can learn how Taco Bell is giving back to the students through scholarships by visiting TacoBellGivesBack.com. We'll tell you more about Taco Bell here moving forward. We are at the Cutwater Spirits Mobile Studios down here in Las Vegas. More than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails. Pick one up at your local gas station or grocery store. Our title sponsors, RoePaint.com. You can check them out as well, ROEPaint.com. The one-day install, the concrete coatings for your back patio, your garage, your basement. Highly recommend RoePaint.com. And if you're looking for a bank, I recommend ICCU, Idaho Central Credit Union. They're doing what more than 500,000 folks have made the switch. They're doing great things. You can as well. ICCU.com. And again, sponsors of our Tyson Degenhardt show. So make sure that you check them out. Idaho Central Credit Union. Any other takeaways, guys? I know you were making the rounds, talking to some other players and coaches. You had a couple guys, right? Cordero and Gibbs, right, on your show. We saw some coaches mingling around, today. What they're going to be on center stage tomorrow. But any other takeaways from day one for either of you?
Nothing crazy. It's fun talking to the Fresno State guys about just the differences they made from the first time they played Boise State last year to the second time. I think going into that Mountain West Championship, a lot of people in Boise were pretty confident of how that game was going to go. And the Fresno State guys were like, well, we didn't play with Jay Kaner the first time. We didn't play with Evan Thompson the first time. And it was kind of interesting to hear how confident they were going into the Mountain West Championship game and to hear that they felt like they had a really good plan against Taylon Green. And basically what they were saying is like they kind of just dropped the defensive end and didn't even have him rush and just kind of said, hey, we're going to contain Taylon. If they can run the ball to the outside, they'll do that. But other than that, we'll take our chances. And it worked.
They said that on our show a little bit too, Jordan. They used specifically, or the linebacker, I believe, was talking to Bob Beeler, not on our show, but with Bob. They called it the Vince Young prototype. They said that whatever Fresno's game plan was in the Mountain West Championship game was similar to what teams tried to do against Vince Young. Now, he was unstoppable, but it was a Vince Young deal. My biggest takeaway though was I'm doing the show, I'm hanging out there, we're all back in the end in the corner here, and I look up and I see Jordan Kaye, our baby BJ. It's like if me and you had a child, I would hope he would be similar to Jordan. And we could be Jordan's parents. I mean, we're old enough to be.
Yeah.
Prater could be his grandpa. I love it. But Jordan Kaye and Andy Avalos, they were having a conversation, and it looked civil, and I thought that was terrific.
I have photo evidence.
BJ's got photos of it.
But I was told by Jordan I wasn't allowed to tweet that out.
Andy stopped by. A couple of coaches stopped by. They're getting in here today.
But it sounds like they made some progress.
I think we're on the right track.
Yeah,
we're going.
Jordan Kaye and
forward.
Andy Avalos. We're all on the right track. We're looking forward to it. By the way, we may have a new record in terms of furthest away watching the show. Shout out to Glenn, who is watching from Bangkok, Thailand at the moment.
So, have you ever been to Bangkok?
No, but I feel like we're experiencing the entire hangover right now. We're in Vegas. We got a Bangkok. What's the third one? Where do they go?
Back to Vegas.
Vegas. Okay, we got the whole trilogy right here. Thank you, Glenn.
Glenn watching from Thailand. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
I don't
Glenn,
know
what time is it in Thailand?
Yeah. What time is it? Man, have some fun. Have Thailand type of fun.
Hey, if you're looking for some new Boise State gear, the Blue and Orange Store, theblueandorangestore.com. Free shipping. Any order over $40. Make sure you check them out. The Blue and Orange Store. Our friends at Lithia Ford of Boise as well remind you that they'll take your used car. You want to make they'll make you an offer. Take it in there. They'll give you an offer on the spot for their appraiser. They will buy your used car. You can view their full inventory of vehicles. Choose a vehicle. LithiaFordBoise.com. Do what the Raines family did. You will not be disappointed. Get a vehicle from Lithia Ford of Boise. Okay, the all-conference team I know we talked about earlier, guys, in terms of our snubs. Mike Prater felt was pretty adamant, guys, that he thought Talon Green deserved no part of that team. You voted for Talon Green. I think you did as well, right? So was there any other talk in the hallways or around there? Anybody upset that Cordero was the pick outside of Boise, or is the Boise kind of media the only ones that had a big issue with that? What do you got? You hear anything around?
I think it's kind of weird where Boise State goes 8-0 in this league last year and has mega pieces offensively back. And they haven't had this few players on the preseason team. I think you got to go back to 2017 where they had this few. And I don't get this. Every single year, the last time Boise State wasn't picked to win this league or at least win its division, TCU was picked to win the Mountain West. You got to go that far back. So every year they're picked to win this league or certainly the division. Every year. But it feels like every year they have less players picked on the preseason team.
Now, fans would tell you that there's some vendetta or whatever just with the media.
I think there's some truth to that now. I would have disagreed to that, but I think it's true. I think there's media members in this town. I think they're sick and tired. I think they're peanut butter and jealous. And I think there's certain Boise State.
Of us too? They're jealous of us?
No, we're a bunch of geeks. I think there's a reason. There should have been some.
Aside from Talon, I can't think of one other person I voted for.
You didn't vote for Garrett Curran. You didn't vote for Ben Dooley on the offensive line. Two guys who came back. Ben Dooley was an all-league player 2 years ago, had a little injury bug last year, and I thought he had a chance to do that.
I think there's an argument, but I don't think
with the way they ran the ball last year, talking an offense had 2,500 rushing yards. You give the line no credit on that, not you, but the media members in this town
got on there.
Yeah.
Yep, they had their one. So you don't think?
I know you're right. They could have had maybe one more offensive.
And I believe you guys both did have issue with Helani getting it over Genty.
I didn't. I thought they both should have been on the list.
I didn't have an issue with it.
I voted for both of them.
Did you? Wow.
You didn't? What other running back? The Air Force kid?
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
And Genty.
Genty had a better year than him last year, I thought. And Genty is playing on a better team last year and this year, you would think. I just a little quirky stuff there for me, guys. But
I thought that
you didn't have a problem with it, huh? Yeah.
I thought it was fine.
If you look at the stats, and you're a media member in Reno or wherever else, and you just look at the stats, I mean, George Helani had a better year than Ashton Genty.
Yeah.
And George Helani's coming back. So I can see why people picked him.
Yeah, and I think part of this preseason stuff is projection, too. So you've got to try and forecast it a little bit, which can kind of get dangerous.
That's the thing. That's the rub. Is it who's most deserving? Because Kevin Cordero is the most deserving quarterback in this league to have that honor bestowed upon him. But if you're thinking at the end of the year, who's going to be the player of the year in this league? Okay, I like Kevin Cordero. If it's him, I'll be happy for him. But I voted thinking it's going to be Talon Green. And I think that's what you did too.
Yeah.
And there's no set criteria. They don't tell you on the ballot, guys. You are picking who you think at the end of the year these players will be. Although when it comes to the teams, you do. Boise State was picked to win this league this year. They weren't picked. They didn't get number one because of what they did last year. Us media members, we are picking what they're going to do this year. That's why they're number one. But it's a different policy when it comes to voting for the players. I don't get it.
Well, they don't really. I mean, I guess the policy is whatever you want it to be. It could be
exactly.
They don't tell you. It's kind of
Exactly.
like voting for the MVP award in baseball or some sport. Like, is it what's the criteria in terms of what it, most valuable to your team? Is it this the best? I mean, there's different ways to look at it. I get it. I mean, I think you said it earlier with Prater. I think all three of us agree. Right now, if you're picking a team, you're taking Taylor Green over Cordero, right?
100%.
To go play a season right now.
Yeah.
But based on the voting, people must like Cordero.
If they had a draft, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if Genty would get drafted ahead of Helani.
Well, do you get his extra years?
No, you just get this year.
Oh.
I mean,
That's a good question, though, Fantasy Geek. I like where your head is. Yeah. You're fitting in very well with the BNN community.
Hey,
welcome.
We got about 5 minutes left. We're gonna get out of here. We got some comments, though. We'll get to those in a second. Bauscher Real Estate, the number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. BauscherRealEstate.com. Make sure you check out our friend Matt Bauscher. Ridley's Family Markets. Shop Ridley's.com. 13 Idaho locations. Go download the Ridley's app. And you can get up to 40% exclusive savings at shopridleys.com. United Commercial Insurance, they make business insurance easy. UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. They can write business policy insurance in 44 states around the country. Check them out at United Commercial Insurance. You need a dentist? Go check out my guy, Dr. Chris Minert and his staff. I got an appointment coming up. Full family dentistry and wellness. Check them out. Make an enjoyable experience. Go to the dentist for the whole family. BoiseDentistryCo.com. And if you need a job, TranscomService.com. They can help you every step of the way to get into the trucking industry, all the permits and things you need to get out there towing that first load in no time. Check them out, TranscomService.com. And healthy eating, Lean Feast, leanfeast.com/Meridian, and getting some positive comments. Appreciate you guys for all that. Been toning up a little bit thanks to Lean Feast. And check them out, leanfeast.com/Meridian. You can go online there and go on in and try out their food. I highly recommend it. You will not be disappointed. Guys, what time did you guys guess it was going to be in Thailand? What's your guess? We have the answer.
Okay. Well, on the hour here, it is what, 5:19 Pacific time. I'm going to say it's 11:19 a.m.
I'm going to say it's 15 hours. So would that be
Math on the radio, man.
12?
Don't do that.
5 a.m.
The answer is
8:20 a.m.
You're pretty close. It's 7. It's in the 7 a.m. hour right now. 7:14.
So he's having his coffee.
Yeah. The next
watching a little BNN
on a Thursday morning already. The next morning, yeah.
You guys are going to kick some ass here, aren't you? I mean, BJ, let's level with us. What level does the hiring of Jordan Kaye take BNN to?
Oh, I mean, it's a huge step. I'm very pumped about it. I was kind of joked with him about it for a while, and then we had a conversation about it, and he was I could tell he was actually legitimately interested, which kind of surprised me a little bit, but we were able to make it happen, and over numerous cups of coffees at local establishments where people around town could have maybe at some point known what was going on, but
nobody knows who you geeks are. Relax. You guys are safe. It's not Andy Avalos and Dirk Cutter having brunch talking about the offense. I'll tell you this, Jay. He talked to me several times like, dude, I'm going to try to hire Jordan. And I was like, dude, I don't know, man. I think he's happy. I think he's going to go somewhere else. I don't know. I basically said, I don't think you have the muscle to bring Jordan Kaye on your team. If you can pull it off. Yeah, if you can pull it off, BJ, amazing. I think you had to take out a third mortgage on his house to pay your contract, but this is a massive deal, man. You must be pretty excited about it.
Oh, I'm pumped. Just doing stuff like this makes the day, makes media day, makes the week, the season that much more exciting. And it's cool to just walk around and be able to, show people that you're doing different things rather than writing, and you can film. And I think, coaches, administrators, players see it more, are more interested, and yeah, it's super
Does
cool.
your credentials say Bronco Nation News on it?
Dude, and he asked a question to Gloria Navarez right off the bat, and he said Bronco Nation News.
I heard that. I chuckled. Jordan Kaye, Bronco Nation News. Gloria. It was hilarious, man.
Was that how you said it? Was that how you?
I think that I had to stop right beforehand and be like, okay, Bronco.
What would have happened if you would have accidentally said Idaho Press?
I would. I did that to a Leon Rice one at the Mountain West basketball tournament or something one time.
You did?
Yeah.
I think it had. Yeah.
I think I've done it.
I had a question one time with Mike Krzyzewski, Duke Blue Devils. And I said, I was working in Oregon, and I said, Coach, John Mallory with the Johnny Ball Game show. And then he didn't say anything to me, but he kind of looked like, who the hell is this dill hole? What show? But that was when I had my own show. Like, John Mallory, Johnny Ball Game show. It's just like, it's funny how sometimes they ask you, like, hey, say where you're from and whatnot.
Which I don't necessarily understand
awesome
why.
today,
I guess it's because that they want the commissioner to kind of put, okay, you're from the San Diego paper.
Yeah.
Now, I don't get what the point of that is.
I never really understood why they do that either, but that's the best answer.
They know
I've
who you
ever
are.
had.
They gave you a credential. They know who you. I mean, the media people know who you are, but it is what it is. But as we wrap this up, guys, and turn the attention to tomorrow, Andy Avalos, as we said, will take center stage. Jeremiah Dickey's going to be making the rounds as well. Who is one other coach, though, other than Andy Avalos, that you guys are looking forward to trying to talk to tomorrow?
I'm a fan of Jay Norvell. He's good to talk to. He's upbeat, but I'm not really interested in what Colorado State is going to do this year.
Well, they're not interested in talking to Jordan, so
I'll tell you this: Coach Brennan with San Jose.
Okay,
he's the most fun quote.
He's the best, right?
Yeah.
Their SID came up to me today. Sky, the SID Sports Information Director of San Jose State, and he's like, "Hey, man, just let me know during the season what you guys want from us." And I'm like, does Coach Brennan do out-of-town interviews on game week? And he's like, yeah, of course. And I'm thinking, what? Some of these other schools in the Mountain West, they want to get out there. And today I've already set up an interview with Chevin Cordero on game week. San Jose comes to Boise State on October 11th. I'm sure you guys will have them on too. They're making the rounds, but you get an opposing head coach on game week talking about the game. Like, that's San Jose is cool, guys. So Coach Brennan's going to be awesome tomorrow on Idaho Sports. Like, I'd say him.
I remember talking to him last year, and he was just going off about NIL and all this other stuff. And I mean, he's like the toned down Mike Leach of the Mountain West.
Yes, he's kind of Leachish.
Yeah.
Leachy. We need our own show, man. Now that we got the dream team together, BJ, maybe you should just let me and Jordan. I don't know what
his is included in his salary. I'd have to pay you more, so we'll see.
We can negotiate stuff.
Bring me a sponsor. We'll make it happen.
Yeah. Who would sponsor that? Let's get somebody in there, and you guys comment on what you think the name should be. Jordan and Johnny, something cheesy,
well,
but yeah.
If you another way that would help make that happen is people buying subscriptions. So give us $50.
BNN 50.
BNN 50. It is directly tied, Johnny. How about this? I'm not going to say the amount or what, but I have incentive bonuses in this man's contract when we hit certain numbers for subscriptions. So the more subscriptions we get, the more money you're actually putting in Jordan Kaye's pocket.
Yeah. So read Jordan, I mean, a lot of it will be subscriber only
story,
stuff.
which I assume you're shortly going to be finishing up, and we'll be filing. You can tell everybody what it's about, but it will be behind the paywall. Mike Prater is right now writing a column that will be behind the paywall. I hate to do it. I know people say, "Oh, I'll just go somewhere else and get it for free," but we're talking less than $1 a week to help fund our road trips, our travel, and 2 salaries that we're now paying. So $50 for the entire year. Less than $1 a week. It's only available till Friday is the special right now. BNN 50. Jump on in now. You mentioned the dream team, Prater, Jordan, myself, and it was kind of surreal taking the photos a couple weeks ago. It was that's when it kind of hit me like, oh, we're actually all really doing this.
You've done a hell of a job. Again, you're creating this all-star media empire in Boise that for this level has never been done before.
It's been fun, man. It's really cool.
I mean, with the new formats and whatnot, BJ, I mean,
appreciate
people
you,
are
man.
talking
I
about you,
appreciate
man.
it, Well,
People are talking.
It's a fun time. You know, we're going to be going to Canada next week for the basketball team and covering those games. We've got fall practice starting right after that. So really, really looking forward to that. But as we kind of wrap this up, Jordan, what are you writing, your column, and folks that pay the $50 and subscribe, what are they going to be able to read?
About Gloria Navarez, we asked her on the thing of like, it's I think when someone new comes in, we want to see how far we can push them and find out where the line is. And San Diego State was trying to do that. They were trying to say, how far can we push this new commissioner around? Can we get, can we get a month extension? Can we get this payment plan? And she said, Craig Thompson put some policies in place, and I am going to abide by those, and we will not make an exception. And I think that was really telling about her and about the Mountain West's future.
I've never heard it put like that, and I really enjoy that. I like that. I think that makes a lot of sense. The San Diego State was testing Gloria Navarez, just like a kid will test their parents, or an employee will test his employer, her employer. What can we get away with here? Now they know. Yeah. They've kissed, they've made up, and we're proceeding with the Mountain West as we normally would.
Yeah, so you can read that shortly, BroncoNationNews.com. Mike Prater is writing a column. I believe he's also going to touch on Gloria Navarez.
He's writing his right now, man.
Hit on some other stuff. So we had the kind of, I mentioned it, Johnny, but I don't know if it's like a good thing or a bad thing. They kind of wanted us as far away from everybody else as they could. The Boise corner.
Everybody hates Boise.
The Boise
got the
corner
casino
here.
music trying to drown you out.
Yeah, they do. We're over here in the corner, but I would say day one, massive success here at Circa Resort and Casino. Had a great time. I love the setup here. We're going to go get some dinner, maybe have a beverage or two, and we'll be right back bright and early tomorrow morning to wrap up Media Days tomorrow with day two. We'll have Andy Avalos. I believe he's coming on 9:15, I believe, or 10:15. We'll figure that out tomorrow morning. We'll have Jeremiah Dickey as well. So, folks, really chiming in. Andrew Harris is only in Oklahoma City, he says, not as far, but love the coverage. Everybody is appreciating all the coverage. Zach says if Stone Cold and Vince McMahon can become civil, so can Jordan and Andy Avalos. So the Stone Cold Vince McMahon duo.
We'll see tomorrow.
Yeah, we will see tomorrow.
We'll see tomorrow.
So, appreciate you guys. Johnny, thank you. Thanks again, Taco Bell. We appreciate them. All of our great sponsors.
Taco
Go subscribe.
Bell. Awesome.
BNN 50. Go subscribe. Taco Bell is, they're going to be one of our major sponsors here. This was not.
I used to date a girl who worked at Taco Bell.
This was not a. We'll throw you a few tacos in a trade deal.
We had Taco
Bell.
Yeah, this is the.
Can I give you
Taco
my
Bell
order?
is the unofficial sponsor of our college apartment.
Oh, hell yeah, right? A cheese quesadilla with the sauce, a supreme beef gordita, 2 steak chalupas, 3 bean burritos, no onions, extra cheese, and a Doritos Locos sour cream, whatever.
And then
that's my order.
And then you go to the one in Vegas and a few other locations, and you get the frozen Baja Blast with 2 shots of vodka.
Yeah, they have the Cantina now. They don't have any of those in Boise, unfortunately.
They have a Taco Bell where you can go there, you can get a
drink. Yeah.
Have you ever had their Baja Mountain Dew?
It's so good.
It is. I've never had that soda.
It's really good.
I don't have the guts to order it.
Well, those are great, but we the Treasure Valley Taco Bell locations are sponsoring us, not the Cantina.
They
ones,
do
so
have
we don't,
Baja Blast at the Treasure Valley.
BJ and Taco Bell. I love it.
Maybe we're going to do a pregame, the one on Broadway right by Albertson Stadium. We may do a little tailgate pregame show there with the fans and have tacos and
for
stuff.
you,
so.
this is the best thing is BJ. He gets to tell everybody you're going to go to Taco Bell. It's great. Mild sauce. I love theirs. Then you get to pack on all this weight. And then BJ tells you to go to Lean Feast. And you got to go to Lean Feast. And then you get all the weight off. Like, you're really getting everything in terms of BNN. He'll fat you up. Then he'll slim you down.
We need a gym sponsorship next.
Yeah, that's coming, I guess. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. We'll see. Let's get out of here.
Thanks for having me on, man.
It's been a long day.
Thanks.
We'll be back bright and early, 9 a.m. tomorrow. Mike Prater and I and Jordan will kick off day 2, 9 a.m. Here in Vegas. That'll be 10 a.m. Boise time for day 2 of Mountain West Media Days. Thanks to all of our guests. Thanks to you guys for watching all the shows. Go subscribe at the website. Read Jordan and Prater's columns later tonight. And have a good evening. We'll talk to you at 10 a.m. tomorrow on the social media channels. Day 1 in the books, Circa Resort and Casino, Mountain West Media Days. We'll talk to you at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com.